Let's be honest, most people won't outright tell you they don't like you. Instead, they mask it behind fake smiles, insincere compliments, and polite small talk. I've been there too, thinking someone had my back only to realize they were quietly rooting for my downfall. It's harsh, but it's reality. If you don't know how to spot the signs, you could end up investing your energy into people who secretly don't value or understand you. So let's cut through the noise and get real about recognizing when someone dislikes you but won't admit it. It might not be easy to hear, but facing the truth is always better than living in denial. Number 1, they're always joking about your flaws. Humor is often considered a universal tool for social bonding, stress relief, and navigating complex emotions. However, when jokes are consistently targeted at an individual's perceived flaws, the effects can be far from positive. This behavior can lead to feelings of humiliation, diminished self-worth, and strained relationships. Understanding why some people habitually joke about others' flaws and learning how to address it effectively are crucial steps toward fostering healthier interpersonal dynamics. Jokes can serve various purposes, from entertainment and tension relief to subtle forms of criticism or social commentary. When jokes revolve around someone's flaws, they often straddle the fine line between lighthearted fun and harmful mockery. The intent behind the jokes plays a significant role. Sometimes individuals joke without realizing the potential harm, viewing their comments as harmless banter or an attempt to bond through humor. In other cases, people use jokes as a veiled form of criticism or to assert dominance in a social setting, especially when the jokes are persistent and pointed. The perception of the target is equally important. If the person on the receiving end perceives the humor as hurtful, the intent becomes secondary. Repeated exposure to such jokes can lead to feelings of inadequacy or resentment. Additionally, cultural and social norms can influence this behavior. In some cultures or social groups, teasing and humor about personal traits are normalized. However, normalization doesn't mitigate the emotional impact on individuals who find such jokes hurtful. Repeated jokes about personal flaws can erode self-confidence. Individuals may internalize the criticisms, leading to a negative self-image. Persistent mockery can also contribute to anxiety, depression, and feelings of isolation. People may begin to dread social interactions where they anticipate being the target of jokes. Over time, such behavior can damage trust and intimacy in relationships. The person on the receiving end may feel undervalued or belittled, creating emotional distance. Understanding the motivations behind this behavior can help in addressing it effectively. People who feel insecure about themselves may deflect attention by pointing out others' flaws. This behavior serves as a defense mechanism to mask their vulnerabilities. In some groups, joking about flaws becomes a way to establish a pecking order or fit in with others who engage in similar humor. Not everyone realizes the impact of their words. What might seem like harmless teasing to one person can be deeply hurtful to another. For some, making jokes about others' flaws is a habitual way of interacting, often rooted in family or cultural norms. In certain cases, the behavior stems from a desire to hurt, control, or belittle others, indicative of deeper interpersonal issues. Evaluating why the jokes bother you is the first step in addressing them. Are they highlighting a personal insecurity, or are they objectively mean-spirited? Understanding your feelings is essential. Speak directly to the person making the jokes and use I statements to express how their words affect you. For example, you could say, "I feel hurt when you joke about my weight because it's something I'm already self-conscious about." Be clear about what is acceptable and what is not, such as saying, "I'd appreciate it if you didn't make jokes about my appearance." If the jokes are part of a group culture, consider discussing the issue with others who might also be affected. Collaborative efforts can lead to a more respectful environment. Responding with lighthearted humor can sometimes diffuse the situation. For instance, you might say, "Well, at least I'm consistent." Share your feelings with trusted friends, family, or a therapist. They can provide perspective and guidance on how to handle the situation. If the behavior persists despite your efforts, evaluate whether the relationship is worth maintaining. Toxic dynamics can be detrimental to your well-being. Bystanders play a critical role in either perpetuating or mitigating the impact of harmful jokes. Encouraging bystanders to speak up can shift social norms and discourage negative behavior. Intervening respectfully, such as saying, "That's not funny," can signal disapproval without escalating the situation. Supporting the person being joked about with words of encouragement or validation can help counteract the negative impact. Demonstrating kindness and respect in interactions sets a positive example for others to follow. Encouraging individuals to develop empathy and self-awareness is a long-term solution. Understanding the impact of their words can deter hurtful behavior. Creating spaces where diversity and individuality are celebrated reduces the likelihood of targeting people for their differences. Replacing criticism disguised as humor with constructive feedback delivered respectfully can foster healthier interactions. Teaching people to recognize and respect others' boundaries emphasizes the importance of consent in humor. Joking about others' flaws may seem trivial, but its impact can be profound. By understanding the motivations behind such behavior and implementing strategies to address it, we can foster healthier, more respectful relationships. Whether you're the target, the joker, or a bystander, your actions can contribute to a culture of kindness and understanding. Remember, humor should uplift, not diminish. Number 2, they give compliments that sting like insults. Compliments are generally understood to be positive remarks intended to uplift and affirm others. However, there exists a peculiar subset of compliments that feel more like subtle digs or veiled criticisms. These backhanded compliments or double-edged compliments are often confusing, leaving the recipient unsure whether they should feel flattered or offended. This duality creates an uncomfortable experience for the recipient, as the intent behind the remark may be ambiguous. Backhanded compliments are statements that superficially appear as praise, but include an undertone of insult or condescension. They may highlight a positive trait or achievement, while simultaneously undermining it with an implicit criticism. This phenomenon is both perplexing and frustrating for those on the receiving end. Common examples include remarks about appearance such as, "You look so nice today, I almost didn't recognize you," or "That dress really makes you look slimmer." In professional contexts, one might hear, "Wow, you got the promotion. I guess they're lowering standards these days," or "You're so brave to take on a project like that with your skill set." Comments on personal qualities can also sting, like, "You're so confident for someone who doesn't fit the usual mold," or "You're actually pretty funny when you try." The reasons people give backhanded compliments vary. Insecurity often plays a role, as some individuals use these remarks to subtly put others down while boosting their own self-esteem. Jealousy is another common factor, driving people to diminish others' achievements or qualities through veiled criticisms. Social conditioning can also contribute, as some individuals may not realize their remarks are offensive due to normalized patterns of communication. Passive aggression is another possibility, where backhanded compliments serve as a means of expressing hostility indirectly. Sometimes misguided attempts at humor can result in comments that are more hurtful than funny. The psychological impact of backhanded compliments can be significant. They often leave recipients feeling confused and uncomfortable, as the ambiguous nature of these comments makes it difficult to discern the speaker's intent. Over time, repeated exposure to such remarks can erode self-esteem and foster self-doubt. Relationships can also suffer, as persistent use of backhanded compliments damages trust and intimacy. The emotional turmoil caused by the duality of praise and insult can create inner conflict, leading to frustration or sadness. Recognizing a backhanded compliment involves noting the contrast between the surface praise and the underlying subtext. Tone and context are also key indicators. A sarcastic or condescending tone often accompanies these remarks. Nonverbal cues such as smirks or raised eyebrows can further reveal the speaker's true intent. If a compliment leaves you feeling unsettled or second-guessing, it may well be backhanded. Responding to backhanded compliments requires tact. Taking a moment to pause and reflect on the remark's intent can help avoid an emotional reaction. Politely seeking clarification, such as asking, "What do you mean by that?" can address the underlying message. Redirecting the conversation to a more positive or neutral topic can also diffuse tension. If appropriate, assertively addressing the hidden insult by saying something like, "I'm not sure I understand the compliment there," can put the speaker on notice. Maintaining composure and avoiding escalation are crucial to handling these situations effectively. Preventing the use of backhanded compliments in one's own communication involves self-awareness and empathy. Reflecting on your language to ensure your compliments are genuine and positive is an important step. Empathy allows you to consider how your words might be received by others before speaking. Practicing sincere and straightforward compliments helps foster a more respectful and uplifting communication style. Addressing any underlying feelings of jealousy, insecurity, or frustration can also reduce the likelihood of passive-aggressive behavior. For instance, instead of saying, "You look good for your age," you could simply say, "You look amazing." Replacing, "This is actually pretty good," with, "This is excellent," or "You're smarter than you look," with, "You're incredibly smart," removes the sting from the compliment. A comment like, "I didn't expect you to do so well," can be reframed as, "You did an outstanding job." Cultural and contextual nuances also play a role. In some cultures, indirect communication styles may normalize comments that seem backhanded. For example, in collectivist societies, such remarks may be intended to encourage humility rather than cause offense. In competitive environments, backhanded compliments may serve as subtle strategies to undermine rivals. Backhanded compliments are a complex form of communication that can harm relationships and emotional well-being. Understanding their nature and impact is crucial for both addressing them and ensuring our own remarks are free of veiled negativity. By fostering genuine positivity and empathy in our interactions, we can build more meaningful and respectful connections. Number 3, they subtly exclude you from plans. Subtle exclusion is a nuanced social dynamic that can be deeply unsettling and often difficult to address. It occurs when individuals or groups intentionally or unintentionally leave someone out of activities, decisions, or plans in ways that are not overtly obvious, but are nonetheless impactful. This behavior can manifest in various settings, such as among friends, colleagues, or family members, and its implications can range from feelings of isolation to a diminished sense of self-worth. Subtle exclusion is characterized by its ambiguity. Unlike outright exclusion, which is direct and easily identifiable, subtle exclusion leaves the excluded person questioning the intent behind the behavior. For instance, not being invited to a casual outing might seem like an oversight rather than deliberate exclusion. One-off incidents might not necessarily indicate exclusion. However, a recurring pattern, such as consistently being left out of group chats, discussions, or gatherings, could signify a deeper issue. It often involves actions like holding discussions when the excluded individual isn't present, planning events in private, or avoiding direct confrontation while excluding someone from decision-making processes. Groups often have implicit hierarchies or cliques. People may exclude others due to differences in interests, perceived compatibility, or unspoken social norms. Sometimes exclusion stems from unresolved conflicts. Rather than addressing issues directly, individuals might sideline someone to avoid confrontation. Exclusion can also be a defense mechanism. For example, if someone feels threatened by another's success or personality, they might exclude them to feel more secure within their social circle. Unintentional exclusion often arises from bias. People might gravitate toward those who share similar backgrounds, interests, or personalities, leaving others feeling excluded. The excluded individual may feel hurt, confused, or anxious. They might constantly question their worth or their actions, leading to feelings of inadequacy. Being excluded from plans can reduce opportunities for meaningful connections, reinforcing a sense of loneliness. Constant exclusion can lead to self-doubt, making the individual hesitant to engage socially or professionally. Over time, subtle exclusion can erode trust and goodwill. The excluded person might withdraw emotionally or physically, further straining relationships. If plans are made without your knowledge or discussed vaguely around you, it might be a sign of subtle exclusion. Consistently being the last to know about events, decisions, or changes within a group can indicate exclusion. Body language, such as avoiding eye contact, dismissive gestures, or lack of engagement when you're around, might reveal underlying exclusionary behavior. A noticeable change in how people communicate with or include you can be a red flag. Evaluate whether the exclusion is intentional or a misunderstanding. Consider if your behavior or communication style might have contributed to the situation. Address the issue directly with the involved individuals. Express your feelings calmly and seek clarification without assigning blame. Invest in relationships outside the excluding group. Building diverse connections can provide emotional support and reduce dependence on a specific circle. Engage in activities that boost your confidence and self-worth. Pursuing hobbies, skills, or goals can help you maintain a positive outlook. Share your experiences with trusted friends, family members, or a therapist. External perspectives can help you process your feelings and navigate the situation effectively. Actively include others in plans, discussions, and decisions. Create an environment where everyone feels valued and welcome. Reflect on unconscious biases that might influence your behavior. Strive to connect with people from diverse backgrounds and perspectives. Promote transparent communication within groups. Regularly check in with members to ensure everyone feels included and heard. Model inclusive behavior in your interactions. Your actions can inspire others to adopt similar practices. Subtle exclusion, while less visible than overt forms of exclusion, can have profound effects on individuals and relationships. Recognizing its signs and understanding its causes are essential steps toward addressing and mitigating its impact. By fostering inclusivity, practicing empathy, and prioritizing open communication, individuals and groups can create more harmonious and supportive social environments. Number 4. They avoid physical contact like the plague. Avoiding physical contact is a behavioral pattern exhibited by individuals or groups due to various reasons ranging from personal preferences to cultural norms, psychological conditions, and societal expectations. This tendency to avoid physical touch can have profound implications on interpersonal relationships, communication, and emotional well-being. Below, we explore the intricacies of this phenomenon in a detailed manner, encompassing its causes, effects, and broader implications. In many societies, physical contact is governed by cultural codes. For example, in Islamic cultures, physical contact between members of the opposite gender who are not family is often avoided to maintain modesty and adhere to religious principles. Cultures in countries like Japan and South Korea emphasize personal space and often substitute bows or nods for handshakes or hugs. While hugging or handshaking is common in Western cultures, these gestures can be situationally avoided, particularly in formal or professional settings. Global events such as pandemics have also influenced physical contact norms. The outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic reinforced the importance of social distancing, making many people wary of touch to prevent disease transmission. Similar patterns were observed during outbreaks like the Spanish flu, which reshaped public perceptions of physical proximity. Mysophobia, or the fear of germs, can drive individuals to avoid physical contact. This condition often stems from past trauma involving illnesses or heightened sensitivity to hygiene and cleanliness. People with social anxiety may fear physical contact due to a heightened awareness of social judgment, or fear of making mistakes or offending others. Some individuals experience discomfort due to heightened sensitivity to touch, a condition known as sensory processing disorder. This can manifest in overreacting to casual touches or preferring to maintain a larger personal space. Survivors of abuse, assault, or other traumas may avoid physical contact as a protective mechanism, as touch can be a reminder of past experiences and trigger anxiety or distress. Avoiding physical contact can impact relationships by reducing physical intimacy, which is crucial for emotional bonding, and creating misunderstandings when touch-averse behavior is perceived as coldness or rejection. In professional environments, avoiding touch can prevent inappropriate physical interactions, fostering a more respectful space. However, it can occasionally lead to misinterpretations, particularly in cultures where handshakes are considered essential. Physical touch plays a vital role in child development. Lack of touch can hinder emotional bonding between caregivers and children and may lead to difficulties in social interaction and attachment styles. Certain health conditions can make physical contact undesirable or uncomfortable, such as skin conditions like psoriasis or eczema and chronic pain disorders like fibromyalgia. Individuals with compromised immune systems often avoid physical contact to reduce the risk of infections. Open and honest communication can help mitigate misunderstandings related to touch-averse behavior. Expressing boundaries clearly ensures mutual respect in relationships. For those who prefer to avoid touch, gestures such as smiles, waves, or verbal affirmations can convey warmth and connection. Counseling or therapy can assist individuals struggling with trauma or sensory issues, helping them gradually reintroduce comfortable levels of physical contact. As societies evolve, the acceptance of personal boundaries has grown. Today, there is a greater emphasis on consent in all forms of physical interaction and respect for individual preferences and cultural diversity. Digital communication has reduced the necessity for physical interaction. Virtual hugs, emojis, and video calls allow people to express emotions without physical touch. The avoidance of touch raises questions about the essence of human connection and the role of physicality in our lives. Can technology and verbal communication fully replace the nuances of touch? Avoiding physical contact is a complex behavior shaped by an interplay of cultural, psychological, and personal factors. While it may create challenges in certain contexts, understanding and respecting individual boundaries is essential for fostering harmonious relationships and communities. By adopting flexible and inclusive approaches, society can accommodate diverse preferences and ensure that both touch-averse individuals and those who value physical connection feel understood and respected. Number 5. Body language signals. Body language signals play a crucial role in communication and can reveal a lot about a person's thoughts, feelings, and attitudes, even when they are not speaking. In Stoic psychology, which emphasizes the control of emotions, rational thinking, and cultivating virtue, body language can reflect the inner state of a person trying to maintain emotional balance and self-control. A calm and relaxed posture suggests self-control and composure. Stoics aim to maintain inner peace regardless of external circumstances. A person practicing Stoicism would keep their body relaxed but poised, showing that they are not disturbed by external events. Deliberate and controlled movements suggest thoughtful action rather than impulsive reactions. Stoics focus on rationality and avoid hasty decisions. Slow movements can indicate that a person is thinking carefully before acting, aligning with the Stoic emphasis on intentionality. Maintaining steady but not intense eye contact shows confidence, clarity, and engagement. Eye contact is a way to show that one is present in the moment, maintaining a calm and focused mind. Avoiding excessive eye contact or avoiding it altogether may signal discomfort or a lack of self-assurance, which could be viewed as contrary to Stoic ideals of emotional control. Stoics are known for their ability to control outward expressions of emotion, and a neutral or composed facial expression reflects inner control. In Stoic philosophy, outward emotional displays are seen as signs of loss of control. A controlled face indicates that the person is not being ruled by their emotions, which is central to Stoic practice. Open body language, such as arms uncrossed or hands open, indicates transparency and receptiveness. This reflects a person who is calm and open to whatever life presents, rather than one who is defensive or closed off. Stoics focus on accepting whatever comes their way without resistance. Deep, steady breathing can signal emotional control, as opposed to shallow, rapid breathing, which may suggest anxiety or stress. Slow and controlled breathing is a practice used in meditation and mindfulness, which helps maintain composure. Stoicism teaches that one's emotional state can be regulated by controlling one's breath. Fidgeting, such as tapping feet or hands, might indicate impatience or unease. The Stoic would aim to avoid such behaviors as they can reflect inner turmoil or impatience. Being still in the body is often a reflection of stillness in the mind. A Stoic may stand at an appropriate distance during conversations, suggesting respect for personal space and self-restraint. Personal space can reflect the Stoic practice of moderation and avoiding excess. The Stoics would avoid crowding others or making them feel overwhelmed, aligning with their value of harmony. A Stoic tends to use minimal gestures and speaks clearly and deliberately without excessive gestures or hurried speech. Avoiding excessive gesturing and speaking slowly aligns with the Stoic value of rationality. A Stoic would prefer to speak only when necessary and use words that align with virtue and wisdom. In Stoic psychology, a person who masters their body language is also mastering their internal state. They aim to remain unmoved by external events, adopting an attitude of rationality, self-discipline, and acceptance of things beyond their control. Now that you know the 5 signs that someone may be hiding their dislike for you, it's important to remember that understanding these behaviors can help you navigate your relationships with more awareness. As Stoic philosophy teaches, we cannot control the actions of others, but we can control how we respond to them. Focus on your own growth, and don't let the negativity of others disturb your inner peace. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insights on Stoic philosophy and personal development. Stay calm, stay focused, and I'll see you in the next video.